What's up, guys? It's Gone, and today we'll be going into farm system rankings for the top 10 teams, combined with a little breakdown on their top players. I already posted farm system rankings for teams 30 through 11. The rankings will be in the upper right-hand corner right now, and we'll start out the video really fast. But before we get onto the video, could you guys please hit the like and subscribe button? Currently, only 3% of people who watch my videos are subscribed, so if you all do, not only would it help me grow my channel, but it also encourages me to create more videos like this one for you guys. And without further ado, let's get on to the video. Our first team coming in at number 10, we have the Washington Nationals, who skyrocket up these rankings through their big Juan Soto trade, basically taking the entire Padres farm system with them and combining it with their own. I'm really excited about what James Wood can turn out to be. Although he won't be on the Major League roster this year, at 6'7", he has the potential to be a hitting machine and possesses Aaron Judge levels of power. Furthermore, he's surprisingly athletic for his size and may steal even a couple of bags, making him a true 5-tool player. Robert Hassel was another big player acquired in the Juan Soto trade, and he's got a smooth left-handed swing that generates easy power. And I've been a huge fan of Cade Cavalli and his fastball for the longest time, and I think that a steady Major League workload will do wonders for him in his development. But the player that I'm watching for is Elijah Green. Already a top prospect, Green was only in rookie ball last year and managed to hit well to the tune of a 939 OPS, but showing that in the higher levels of the minor leagues can really vault him into truly elite prospect status for the Washington Nationals. The Pittsburgh Pirates are finally nearing the end of their rebuild as they've begun to see their once uber-talented prospect reach the Major League level. Although their rankings do take a hit due to the loss of guys like O'Neal Cruz and Ke'Bryan Hayes, they still have some really talented prospects, many of whom are going to reach the Major League team this year. Former number 1 overall pick Henry Davis impressed me with his on-base ability and power in 2022 before going down with injuries, and super utility prospect Endy Rodriguez kind of came out of nowhere to be a very good prospect and a possible steal from the Joe Musgrove deal, which already gave the Pirates David Bednar. Last year, he moved all the way up from high A to AAA and posted an cumulative 997 OPS across those 3 levels. He's a versatile defender, and I will be intrigued to see what the Pirates do with him on the Major League level. However, looking at the minor league level specifically, I will be watching Tamar Johnson. Drafted with the 4th overall pick in the 2022 draft, Johnson was regarded as one of the best high school hitters in the draft. And although he struggled in his limited sample size with the team, I will want to see what a full offseason does to Johnson's numbers and maybe playing against tougher competition. The St. Louis Cardinals have built an excellent farm system through amazing drafting, and despite having huge graduations from Lars Nootbaar, Nolan Gorman, and Brendan Donovan, the Cardinals still see themselves as one of the top farm systems on this list, mostly due to their amazing 2020 draft, which may turn out to be legendary and an all-time great draft, netting them top 5 prospect and potential Rookie of the Year winner in Jordan Walker, hard-throwing shortstop Mason Wynn, potential ace who dominated the Arizona Fall League to the tune of a 1.37 ERA in Tink Hens, and a hard-hitting left-handed bat in Alec Burleson. This draft has the potential to net the Cardinals 4 stars, and keep in mind that this draft was only 5 rounds, so the Cardinals really were outstanding in this draft. Gordon Graceffo kind of came out of nowhere in the Cardinals organization to post great numbers across the 2022 minor league campaign, posting a .99 ERA in high A before moving up to AA all as a 22-year-old. In his age 23 season, Graceffo will look to prove that his 2022 season was not a fluke and cement himself as a top pitching prospect in the Cardinals organization. A once top farm system in the Tampa Bay Rays takes a hit due to the graduations of the likes of Shane Baz, Vidal Brujan, and Josh Lau in the 2022 season. However, their excellent development team remains and has worked wonders again, developing more top prospects. Taj Bradley looks like he can have potential ace with a dominant AA stint last year with an ERA under 2 before moving to AAA and being solid there as a 22-year-old. When all was said and done, he posted a 2.57 ERA and 141 strikeouts in 133 innings. Kyle Manzardo broke out last year, slugging over 600 across 324 at-bats, showcasing his raw power and upside as a middle-of-the-order first baseman. Junior Caminero can be the next great prospect for the Rays. Last year, at only 19 years old, he slugged over 500 in single-A for the Rays organization. In his age 19 season, he can truly break out if he continues to hit and moves his way up to the organization, hopefully ending in AA. The Reds, mostly through drafts and their huge Luis Castillo trade, find their way at number 6 on this list, but the main prize of this farm system doesn't fall under any of those categories, but was actually an international signee way back in 2018 in Elly De La Cruz. Cruz is a dynamic playmaker at 6'5" and has the best chance out of all of the top prospects to truly be a 5-tool player, with elite athleticism for a guy his size. Noel V. Marte was the main piece acquired back in the Luis Castillo trade, and despite only being 6 feet, he has immense raw power from the shortstop position. They also got Edwin Arroyo in that trade, who is a much more balanced prospect from the shortstop position, and long-term, I'd expect that Marte likely plays third base while Arroyo plays shortstop. One player that interests me right now is right-handed pitcher Chase Petty, who the Reds got in exchange for Sonny Gray from the Twins. Petty, when drafted, had a fastball that could touch triple digits with a wipeout slider. He performed pretty well in the lower levels of the minor leagues, but did not get as many strikeouts as one would have hoped. However, he's still an incredibly athletic kid who has the stuff to make it as an effective reliever or starter. Rangers, in large part due to their own smart drafting and trades, recently find themselves to have a top 5 farm system in Major League Baseball. They have an under-the-radar Rookie of the Year candidate this year in Josh Young, and high-end pitching depth with Owen White and Jack Leiter. They were able to snag number 1 rated Brock Porter in the 4th round, and although he won't be in the major leagues anytime soon, he was very talented in high school with a fastball that sits in the mid to high 90s and a sweeping changeup. When evaluating this Rangers farm system, the player I'm watching for will be Kumar Rocker. Now, gone are the days where he was once a top pitching prospect coming out of Vanderbilt, and injuries have delayed the start to his professional career, but the Rangers still took him with the 3rd overall pick in the draft, although in large part so they could draft Porter, but a first-round talent is still with Rocker. He's got an effective delivery, and I would love to see how he performs in the first season of affiliated professional baseball, and see if he still has some of that elite prospect status. The Diamondbacks have the best farm system that they've ever had, and by landing at spot 4, this is largely due to their high-end prospects. Of course, they have NL Rookie of the Year favorite in Corbin Carroll, who has already signed a long-term extension, and shortstop Jordan Lawler, who draws comparisons to Bobby Witt Jr., as he stole 39 bases and hit 16 home runs across 100 games in High A and Double A. Brandon Pfaadt led the minor leagues in strikeouts last year, and Drew Jones was the former number 2 overall pick, and although he did get injured in batting practice, he still has elite stealing as a 5-tool talent. This farm system will take a hit this year with Carroll and Pfaadt graduating, but one player that can potentially keep this farm system in the elite status will be Davision De Los Santos. As a 19-year-old, he reached Double A last year and has one of the best power strokes in the Arizona Diamondbacks system. He slugged 1 point below 500 across 513 at-bats, and although he doesn't walk a lot, as a lot of young players do, and he's only 19, Diamondbacks fans should be excited about the raw power this guy has at such a young age. One reason that the Guardians have remained competitive throughout this time has been the constant tap-in of minor league talent to their major league squad. However, despite being in the thick of it in terms of playoff contention, the Guardians remain to have a very solid farm system filled with both depth and upside. Despite constantly having mid to low draft picks due to finishing relatively high in their standings, they're getting quality ball players up until this point in their minor league careers. Catcher Bo Naylor and pitchers Gavin Williams and Tanner Bibby all put up excellent numbers across the higher levels of the minor leagues last year and should make an impact on their major league squad sometime this year. They also signed George Valera way back in 2017, and he looks to be a stud offensively. However, I really like Daniel Espinal, as he's one of my favorite pitching prospects in the game, and if he didn't get injured this year, he most likely would have been a top 10 prospect in the entire game. He's got a fastball with heavy sink that is topped out at 103 miles per hour, and a sweeping slider. The thing to watch for him is how he bounces back from basically a year off. If the stuff is still there and he produces results that he got from his previous minor league career, then the Guardians still have a front of the rotation starter. However, if the velocity is gone or the break, then we may see a bust on our hands. At number 2, we have the Los Angeles Dodgers, and it appalls me how they are able to field such an incredible team on their major league roster while still having a great farm system. In terms of drafting and development, they are excellent, with many pieces slated to be key contributors on their opening day roster. Bobby Miller, Miguel Vargas, Ryan Pepiot, Andy Pages, Gavin Stone, and James Outman will all see their prospect status expiring this year, as the Dodgers look to fill key holes previously taken by stars. They even have top catching prospect Diego Cartaya, who's one of the key prospects to watch simply because he's likely to get traded as a headliner to any blockbuster deal, as the catching position in the Dodgers system is blocked by Will Smith. Dalton Rushing is an intriguing player for me. He fell to the second round to the Dodgers in the 2022 MLB draft simply because he's a catcher, and he was blocked in most of his career by future number 1 overall pick Henry Davis. Now, given a main role for the professional squad, he raked, posting a 1.2 OPS and a little over 100 at-bats for the club. If he's able to just keep 80% of that amazing hitting ability across a full minor league season, then the Dodgers have another great catching prospect on their hands to fall behind the likes of Keibert Ruiz, Will Smith, and Diego Cartaya. Lastly, coming in at number 1, no other farm system has the depth combined with top-end talent like the Baltimore Orioles do. To start, they have the current AL Rookie of the Year favorite in Gunnar Henderson, a bat-first prospect who seemingly has the tools to be a superstar in this league. They also have top-of-the-line pitching prospect in Grayson Rodriguez, who has a fastball that hits triple digits and a wipeout curveball. They have former number 1 overall pick in Jackson Holliday, who impressed in his limited stint, and many people are picking him as the number 1 overall prospect next year. And outfielders galore with Colton Cowser, Dylan Beavers, and Heston Kierstead, all managing above-average hit tools. Oh, and they just saw power-hitting infielder in Jordan Westburg and Jordan Ortiz seemingly come out of nowhere to post great numbers across the upper levels of the minor leagues. The Orioles have 8 or 9 guys who would be top prospects on many other farm systems, but they have the luxury of having them all, with most of them graduating around this year or next year. I think a player who could easily join this list of players in the elite prospect status in 2023 is draftee Judd Fabian, a power-hitting outfielder who raked in his limited stint with the lower league teams. And although his major league estimated time of arrival does not line up with the others, he could headline a second wave of Orioles' great prospects. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, if you enjoyed, please like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below new video ideas. This video and the video before it specifically took a pretty long time, so I would appreciate your support with a subscription or a like. Also, this is probably my last video before the start of the Major League season, but if you have any other ideas, let me know in the comments down below. I'll certainly consider them. And I will see you guys in the next one.